few flurries this morning. Pretty soon. Wondered if, geez, great. Oh, yeah, it was enjoyable. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's meeting.
Hmm?
Jennifer, I will speak.
Because I didn't.
And we will go right into consideration in a minute. So 10/23/25, and we have any comments or questions? If not, we have a motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. 11/4/2025, site report by Mr. Papa. Does anybody have any comments or questions about it? Can I have a motion, please? Motion to. Aye. Okay. Subsequent business, please. Do we have something?
Motion to add to the agenda River Burns River Tours for.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Go right to pending applications for land check for the Washington Club 8 Golf Course Road for a modification. Has everybody seen and read the plans? And does anybody have any further questions regarding this? Larry? Bruce? You have any other questions? No. Christine? Larry? Larry? Unmute yourself. Can you hear us, Larry? Larry, can you hear us?
It is on mute.
Fine. Yeah. Unmute.
Yeah.
Can anybody else hear us? Larry, wave your hand if you can hear us.
Oh. We can only barely, I would see that, barely hear.
Can you hear us, Larry? No.
Oh, now I can.
Okay, very good. My question, Larry, was, did you have any other further questions regarding the Lick Warm Up, 8 Golf Course Road racquetball courts?
Not warm up.
Not warm up.
Washington Club. Did he hear?
Can you hear us, Larry? Still hard to hear.
What's going on here?
Oh,
You're. Larry?
Yeah, I can hear. It's very, my audio is not very good for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Okay, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, my question was, did you have any other questions regarding 8 Golf Course Road for the racquetball courts?
The only thing that we didn't discuss it on site, but I was thinking about it afterwards, which is it's a relatively open, slightly pitched area. And I'm just wondering if it's something that we should consider, any kind of mitigation procedures when we start to get these heavy rainstorms. We didn't talk about that, so I don't know if it's something we want to consider. In other words, putting.
Are you talking about 8 golf course,
Yes,
the racquetball courts?
correct. Yes.
Okay,
For the Washington Club, not warm up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Warmog. I apologize. No, I had nothing. I apologize. I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
okay. So you're good with that application of land tech?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, seeing that there are no more comments or questions, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve
Can I,
IW.
Yep.
1 second, I'm going to abstain voting on this, because I'm a member of the Washington Club.
Okay. 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 So we'll have, 3.
Yep,
Go ahead.
ready?
Yep.
Motion to approve IW 25 31, modification to application IW 25 4 for racket sports facility, and all original conditions apply. A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Got it from Larry too. Okay, they're all set. Okay, moving on, Franco, 231 Rumford Road.
Do have revised plans. They're not much difference. For the record, Dean Pushler for Michael Franco. On respiration. So this is, continuing application, a few outstanding items. I'll kind of go through because you weren't here
Right.
last time. A couple of questions were regarding, can we pull water out of the river? So we did contact DEP. They said 50,000 gallons a day was the maximum per day, every day. So I have that, that's part of the last agenda that we submitted. One of the other questions was dewatering. Where does the water go when we pull it out of the pond? So there's specifications on the plan to do that. We've also added a couple rows of silt fence hay bales, down gradient of the dewatering bag to, grab additional silt if it's in the water. If for whatever reason the dewatering bag doesn't collect. So that'll also slow the movement of the water downward. Trying to make it clear that we're not gonna show or not have any heavy equipment on the burn or beyond the burn.
Can I interrupt? How is that shown? Is that in your construction sequence? That restriction?
Yeah, it's on this line. So there's a heavy line, no heavy equipment involved.
Is it written in the construction sequence?
And might not be on the sequence. It's more of a plan though. And there's a no.
And so, from what you explained at the site visit, you're gonna use an excavator to do that. It's gonna reach across from the western bank to the eastern bank, or is it gonna go down into the?
He'll probably have to go down into the pond, yeah. Initially, I was thinking he would go along the bank on the roadside. Meeting with the contractor, he's gonna have to get in there.
Okay.
So dewatering it, make sure it's settled, and he might just be able to get a little bit in there. So. There was an error on one of the notes, note 12. I had 55,000 gallons per day. I changed that to 50,000. I added a straw bale erosion control note detail. So that straw bale will go around the dewatering stockpile area as well as down gradient of the discharge area. Larry was asking about how we pull water out of the river in that detail. So I included a pump that shows the strainer. It's part of the pump. So that's included in the specifications. So that'll keep small debris out. And animals, fish, so that'll be part of the application. We did receive specifications from the fire marshal as well regarding the dry hydrant. And he was one going to install it.
So is the fire hydrant a go? Was that discussed at the sidewalk?
Yeah, we discussed that.
Okay.
I think we were just waiting to see, I'm assuming the fire department is giving you specifications in terms of how big the pipe has to be, et cetera.
Included
Yeah,
in the package.
so he gave a detail, he gave a list of specifications. Pretty straightforward. So that'll be installed by the contractor and he's excavating pond. Essentially a 6-inch pipe elevated above the bottom of the pond, 2 feet.
2 feet.
And within 5 feet of the road.
Didn't we also discuss the location that there was gonna be some electrical?
Yes, so I did show that on the plan. That was on the last plan. This is also on the new plan. There is an existing electrical line in service down to that pad. So that'll be maintained or replaced as needed. We're assuming it's still live. Maybe the breaker's tripped. So that'll be.
What was it we saw? Didn't we see another pipe or pond where something coming down about mid-length of the pond?
Yeah, that was just a drainage pipe. Picking up the runoff from the hillside and bringing it onto
Into the pond.
Yep. So that's actually another benefit of the pond, it's acts as a siltation. Settled pond.
Now, where the existing equipment is any of that gonna be replaced and new or?
Yes, yeah, so we will have aerators, like bubblers in the pond. So there'll be a compressor on that location, as well as the pump, in the electrical panel.
And it's all
Where
going
the
where the
pump-
electric, where
Where
the
that
existing is in the
concrete
pad.
pad is.
And I see you show the electrical lines. Will there be new digging or is that all good? Do we
No,
know?
it should be all good.
It's all good.
Yep, yep, but I believe, the electrician. For the property is aware, and there was a sleeve, I believe.
Okay, where it goes under
Underneath
the
the
road.
road, yep.
Okay.
So I think that was basically addressing the comments from the last meeting,
Mhm.
and, really, unless you have other questions, I'm happy to address any further questions.
Seeing that was not at the sidewalk, did any other questions arise that should be addressed now? And, or with this new additional information, does the commission feel they need more time to review this before making a decision?
I don't think so.
I don't.
No.
The only thing we do have is that, if you were aware of that, there's a form to fill out. And reporting form for once a year
Yeah.
on showing the amount of water.
Okay,
Have this information here for you, you can pull it up. The other thing that, I'm thinking of is, I think I would prefer a straight letter, Dean, from DEP and
Okay.
not the email.
Sure.
Allowing to pull 50,000 gallons a day.
Yeah.
I would rather have
I
that
can
for
get
the
that.
file.
Yeah.
As well. I just want to take a brief minute to review this new information, if anybody else wants to review it, if they have any other further.
there was one other note, I just wanted, I added on the erosion control notes, no construction activity shall occur during or directly after a 1 inch or more rainstorm. Within a 24-hour period, so that was a note that, was a request of one of the board members. Creation members.
Do you have anything in writing from the fire department that is in the folder? Okay, do we have,
He just sent me an email,
just sent an email?
yeah,
You don't have that?
that's all it was.
Okay, can
So I
you send
can-
that to Tammy, please?
Yeah, yep.
As well. So. Right as now, we would want, 3 conditions. One is that we do get the letter from the DEP. The other would be, folder journal. And then we would have the letter for Tammy from the fire department for the hookup. And was there gonna be any type of a planting plan, going over that, Dean,
No.
after
No planting, just,
hay and
just
seed,
the erosion control seed.
road control, stabilization? All this information on this receipt, and it's not on this phone, so.
It's in our files.
Yeah.
It is in our files. But it's not.
It's downloaded to the files. Pull up my administrative report and then whoever's gonna make that application. Um. For these two pieces that we've received tonight. Do you have anything else to add to the file for us tonight?
So the plan
The
is
plan,
revised,
and
and then, the cover letter, and then there's two specifications in there, one for the dry hydrant
Mhm.
and one for the pump.
Okay, we can include that all those as well.
Do we need him to sign the plan, the revised plan?
No, cause I have that in our electronic.
You have this one, yeah,
Yeah, so we're okay.
okay, so you probably have this too as well.
I do.
Okay. Okay, so those are the three conditions, does Bruce, do you have any other further conditions? No, we're good. Jennifer,
No.
Christine? Larry, can you hear me?
I can, I can hear you. Yeah.
Do you have any other further questions for the on maintenance?
When were they thinking of doing this work? What time of the year?
2 months ago,
Okay.
when it was raining. We'll have to see. Obviously the fall is better because it's drier, probably not this spring.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Next summer, obviously, we'll wait till it's dry.
Okay.
No one wants to get in. It's fine.
Does anybody have any concerns with that being done in the springtime?
Mike said not the spring.
Not the spring?
Yeah, if it's a wet
Yeah.
spring. yeah.
All right, so we're gonna talk July, August,
Okay,
okay, tri-season.
yeah, dry season.
Okay. So, let's put that as a condition of work not to commence until dry season.
For July 1st.
And what would be better for you? I'd like to see the grass get established a 2 or a 5 year permit.
2 years, probably.
Okay. Okay, well, that's great. Okay. So who would like to do that and add these two items into it as well? For the documents on file. Can you see that from anything?
Just the five there's four
Well, with
conditions.
those-
Four conditions.
Yeah, I've just jotted them down.
Right,
Does it
okay.
have to be worded a certain way, or is it okay just to read them as?
Read them as you jotted them down.
Those documents though?
Those are the documents on file, and then add these two new ones as well.
Okay, that's what. Oh, there, it's bigger.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve inland wetlands application number IW 25 50 231 Romford Road on behalf of Franco for pond dredging. And the latest date of this application is November 6, 2025. This permit is valid for 2 years and is subject to the following conditions. One, Yep.
You gotta redo this.
oh. Following conditions.
No, done.
No, the documents.
Oh,
the
sorry,
documents.
sorry.
Okay, so the application should include the following documents on file. September 30th, 2025 statewide reporting form. September 30th, 2025 USGS topographical map. September 30th, 2025 proposed pond maintenance plan with sequence of construction. October 14th, 2025 report from Tweet 231 Romford Road, IW 2550 by C Adams. October 22nd, 2025 pond maintenance plan by D Pushlar, dated October 30th, 2025. October 22nd, 2025 Castle Home Services diffuse aeration flyer, as well as an October 22nd, 2025 DEEP water diversion email dated 10/13/2025. Shall I include the other?
And then these two,
Okay,
with the latest revision.
the latest revision of
November
November 6, 2025.
And his, cover letter with all the information regarding the pump and the fire hydrant.
Right, okay. Specifications for the pump, dated November 6, 2025, as well as the fire marshal specifications for what's necessary for installation, as well as a letter from the fire marshal. This permit is valid for 2 years and is subject to these following condition. One, that the land use office be notified at least 48 hours prior to the commencement of work, so the wetlands enforcement officer can inspect and approve the erosion control measures. Two, that the property owner gives the contractor copies of both the motion of approval and approved plans prior to the commencement of work. Three, the approval of this permit is conditioned upon the performance and completion of all proposed activities and or improvements in totality to the satisfaction of the Inland Wetlands Commission. There shall not be any modification of any kind to the plans and or scope sequence of the proposed activities and or improvements shown on the approved plans without prior approval of the Inland Wetlands Commission or its designee. We also ask that you include a photo journal and not commence work until the dry season. In approving this permit application, the commission has considered all of the relevant criteria pursuant to sections 11.02, 11A, and 12.08 of the Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Regulations, and finds that the proposed regulated activities as presented on the plans and conditioned herein are not reasonably likely to lead to significant adverse impacts on any wetlands or watercourses.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
okay, Dean, we're all set.
Yep, thanks.
All set. That them all?
Yeah, we got them, the letters I put in the first one.
Yeah, I heard you mention this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they weren't under the condition, no,
They
yeah.
should be under the condition. Okay.
Okay, Lickmore Country Club, 22 Golf Links Road. Come on up. Thank you. Thank you.
And good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. My name's Nicholas Bamonte on behalf of the Country Club.
Okay, Commissioners, as of 5 o'clock on Monday evening, we received a letter of interveners for the Country Club. And the only thing I would like to do right now is I have the letter here in front of me, but for the record, I would like to correct it. It's a permit application. It says for 22 Gold Links Road. Correct that, it's 22 Golf Links Road. And I understand that you will be looking for information.
Yeah, if I can, for the record, Neil Marcus, Conewolf PC, 158 Gerald Avenue, Danbury. I'm here on behalf of Susanna Salk, who is actually attending this evening, and Jay Collins, who is unfortunately out of the country on business, otherwise would be attending. And they are adjoining neighbors, and we've filed the intervention in accordance with 22A-19. And we've outlined what we're looking for in terms of making a determination that we think will impact properly will show the proper impacts on the environment. And at the moment, we actually think that the current application is not complete because I was out on the sidewalk. I didn't see any wetlands flags, and I don't know what I was missing. And I don't see in the application a map of the wetlands. I do see a wetlands delineation on the map, but my understanding is that that was taken from the Collins property in his work years ago when he did wetlands investigation on his property. So the application as it's currently filed is really not complete. When I attended the sidewalk, I noticed that there was some discussion between the commission and the applicants' representatives concerning additions to the plans that the commission wanted to see. Had to do with calipers of trees. It had to do with species trees that would be preserved. There were some other questions I didn't catch because I wasn't all that close to the discussion. But it seemed that the commission during the sidewalk was looking for some additional information, which I think would be appropriate too. But there's no diversity study in terms of the necessary information to see whether the Connecticut Natural Diversity Database would be involved or wouldn't be involved. But the biggest problem is right now, I'm not sure where the wetlands are. And it's kind of hard, and again, I'm not sure how you know where the wetlands are. So at this point, I'll be honest with you, we just filed this. Nick Belmont is on the phone. He's the applicant's attorney. We talked this afternoon for the first time. And my request is that you actually set this matter down for a public hearing and at your earliest convenience. And that will give the time for the applicant to try to address a reasonable amount of time for the applicant to address our concerns. And most importantly, it'll give council a chance to meet with each other and see if we can resolve some of these issues. Because at the end of the day, my clients are not opposed to the construction of tennis courts, the construction of a tennis facility. That's not the issue. The issue is that there's a small section of property that is the buffer between my client's property and the country club. And that's the area that they want to see somewhat protected to the extent that it can be. And that's the issue that ultimately this commission needs to deal with. There's an interesting, by the way, a technical question of whether you have an application from all the interested parties. And I'm not going to engage you guys in a legal discussion at this point, but my clients are owners of an interest in the right of way, the old road that was originally constructed. It is now shared as a driveway that goes right through this project. It will be impacted by the project. And they have not been asked to join in the application or even to consent to the application. And in reality, at this point, we've intervened. And we've intervened, interestingly enough, when you do a notice of intervention, the assumption is you're opposed to the project. And that's really not true. The intervention under the statute is to address your concerns about the environment. So at the moment, that's our concern, but we do think that this project ultimately could be approved and probably should be approved, but we're not sure in the format that's currently before this commission and was previously before the zoning commission in an application that was filed, withdrawn, and we anticipate will be refiled. So our request is kick it over to a public hearing and give the applicant a chance to address our concerns, which quite honestly really have to be your concerns. I mean, we're intervening on behalf of the environment, and you're here to protect the environment. So our issues are actually the same. So that's our situation. As I say, we are mostly looking for information at this point.
Mr. Belmonte?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with Attorney Marcus's representations that we did discuss. We are in receipt of the very much just recently filed intervention petition. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say we don't agree with the claims. And Attorney Marcus is correct that really what a 22A19 intervention is about a reasonable likelihood that there's an unreasonable impact to the environment, right? And unreasonable, what that means is really what your regs allow or don't. And we feel that we have a compelling, highly thought out application here for a proposal that really is going to be the least impactful. That all being said, we would not object to setting a public hearing at the commission's next meeting. We intend and expect to respond to all of the points that Attorney Marcus and his clients have and may still raise. We're open, and Attorney Marcus and I are going to keep a line of communication to see what we could work out amongst the neighbors and the club to perhaps address concerns or resolve some concerns. But at the end of the day, we do believe that this project, as currently proposed, does satisfy the regulations and does not meet the standard that the interveners would have to prove to this commission in order to trigger a mandatory denial. So all that to say, I think we're willing to provide more information to this commission to give that comfort level and also to the interveners so that they're fully equipped to make whatever comments that they're interested in making.
Great, thank you. Do we have a petition for 25 people?
Not that I'm aware of. I did not receive a petition of 25.
No, but you have the ability to determine the need for a public hearing if you think that it's an issue that needs to go to public hearing. The notice of intervention will give you the reason to set it down. You can,
As the clerk,
as a commission, the commission can decide. The commission decides whether it wants to have a public hearing. But it's mandatory if you get 25 signatures.
Mhm.
There's no question. But you always have the option on any application of determining whether the application is best handled with public input. That's it. The commission can always do that.
I mean, it's not my decision, I'm just. the
It's
clerk.
really, I agree, it's your, I'll
Does
take
the
it,
commission
I'll take it
feel-
off the hook anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does the commission feel we need to have a public hearing with 25 people?
With 25 people? Well, you, 25 signatures.
25 signatures to call a public
To
hearing
call a public hearing is,
on this, or
that's protocol for our
Right,
office. We've done it with zoning, we've done it here.
Right, or you can,
we can ask to have both
right.
applicants
Mhm.
present their sides, and will you be presenting your engineer as well?
When I get the information that we requested, we will, but I mean, with the
Yeah, I-
burdens to.
I-
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this can probably, I mean, I don't know that this really, sure, it's the commission's call whether it feels that this project rises to the level of requiring a full public hearing. I think the intervener does and should under the law, assuming this commission grants it intervener status, the intervener's attorney Marcus's client should have the opportunity to, provide the commentary that they intend to, and if they hire an expert, then presumably some sort of report. But yes, I would agree. I don't know that there would be a need really to open the floodgates, but it's at the commission's discretion if it determines that there is a sufficient public need. Here we have, really representation by one of the neighbors. So.
This, I've been on the commission for a number of years. This is the first instance I've been involved in with an intervention. But I'm told we don't have a petition.
No petition.
Is that correct?
That is fair.
And we're being asked to schedule a public hearing. I'm not familiar with the regulations or the proper bases on which we can declare that there'll be a public hearing on this. And so I myself, as an individual commission member, I would be reluctant to vote on anything right now.
Oh,
Without
right, I'm not,
more clarification to me about, what this intervention is and where we go from here.
I don't, I'll put this in a double negative. I don't disagree with counsel for the applicant that it may not be necessary to have a public hearing. So if the commission wants to continue the matter for a determination and an opportunity for both parties to discuss the requests that we've made for documentation, and particularly for the identification of the soil science. If you look at the application itself, it indicates that no soil scientists will be involved in this application. But your regulations require that the soils be tested by a licensed or certified soil scientist and mapped. So just to cover that ground, we might get there by the next meeting. And then if you determine, I'll go through your regulations. But if you make a finding that there's likelihood of a significant impact, then you get a public hearing on your own without a petition. You're not willing, I understand, I don't blame you. You're not willing to make that finding tonight. I wouldn't either if I were you. But so why don't we go with the idea that the matter will be continued and we will try to get, the applicant needs to serve us, if you grant us intervenor status, serve us with copies of everything that he's filed. And I think I have most of it at this point from the staff She's been terrific. But particularly I want to know about the soil science report, which is missing. In the meantime, they can get that in the next 30 days.
Mhm.
And in addition, as I said, during your site walk, there was a request for some other information. And I don't know if that's been submitted now, but I heard some requests. But anyway, if you, there's no need to schedule the public hearing. You can do that at your next hearing, at your next meeting, if you think it's necessary.
My opinion, this commission is having a lot more harder applications than this in my 15 years on the commission. And if the information that you're requesting from the applicant is provided to us that you feel is missing, I don't see any reason why this commission cannot handle it. I will accept the interveners. But I would prefer to have all the information that you're requesting and any additional information that you can provide, Mr. Belmonte, for this commission to review. That's my feeling right now. I don't feel we need to have a public hearing. I feel this commission is strong enough.
Continue it and get, I'll fill in all the remaining information that's required.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You won't get an argument. I mean,
Agreed.
That's what we would be looking for, and I would be looking for all of that information, whether it's a soil scientist report, wetlands delineation. If we have to go back out and have another site walk, we will do so. And that's how we make our determination of what you are actually asking for, if you feel there's a significant adverse impact to what's going to be proposed.
and at the end of the day, what I really think is that there are alternatives to the plan that are before you. It could just be a better plan, because as I say, we're not opposed to the plan,
Mhm.
opposed to the way it's being presented
Okay,
currently.
right, and I understand your part of it, but our concern is the wetlands and watercourses and Lake Lorma.
You got it.
Okay.
Right.
I showed up at Lake Warburg this summer with my kayak, only to tell me you couldn't go in the waters. They were off limits. I would be concerned too.
We have one more meeting in January or in December. I would like to schedule this for January. And that would give enough. And was this application accepted at the last meeting?
It should be.
Believe it was.
I believe
The
it
minute,
was.
yeah.
Okay.
It was accepted at the last meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, what would be our
I mean,
timeline?
I don't see a real reason why, I mean, if you are having a December meeting, I think, you know, we could dispense with what information the interveners are looking for at this point. I really think it's a shorter list than Attorney Marcus is relating. I don't think it is a list, quite frankly. We have explanations for everything. I think it's a matter of clarifying. And then if this commission wants to entertain any further position by the interveners, I think that's within the law. You can certainly bounce it off your town attorney, who's very familiar with, you know, this process. But, you know, we obviously want to maintain some momentum here. And
Okay.
so,
Be able to get the information.
Well, the burden now back is on, really on Nick as the applicant's attorney to get me the information that we're entitled to under the intervention. And I think he can do it. It's not that expensive. The question is whether they can get the soils mapped properly.
Well, that's what I'm looking at too.
And he should try. I mean, because between you and me,
We can.
the weather is gonna turn on
Right.
us by
I could
January.
always schedule it for December, and if we don't have that information, I will table it, then
That's
at
it.
until the next meeting.
I agree.
Okay.
I think that's
so
appropriate.
Then let's schedule it for December's
December
meeting.
meeting.
Yeah.
When is your December meeting?
December 10th.
Thank you.
December 10th,
Yes.
because everybody wants to get it done before the holidays. Okay. So we got a short window between now and December 10th, but
yeah.
Nick and I have a little work to do. He'll do it.
And not to make it more of a burden, but I would like at least a week before that, so this commission can review all of that information prior to the meeting.
Not an unreasonable request.
Understood.
That's pretty standard. We'll agree with that.
Very good.
Okay, so we'll be back on December 10th.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Second, Nicholson. Okay. Um. Under new applications. We have, A.H. Holland, 132 Calhoun Street. You have your plan there in front of you. These folks are asking for, a jurisdictional ruling for an exemption. They want to move a barn that is just barely outside the regulated area. Right here. And, I don't see any problems with giving them this exemption. Well, I've looked at the plan and feel comfortable with it.
It's an exemption.
To move the barn. to
No, I know,
another-
but why is it?
Yeah, what's the basis of
What's-
the
Yeah,
exemption?
why is it under an exemption? Usually it's agricultural, is it?
No, what's
It's
it?
about an
Not,
exemption.
agricultural, it's due to the fact that it's completely outside of the wetlands area.
Yeah, here's the wetlands,
Right?
and that's the 100 feet, actually, there's the 100 foot. There,
And they're not going to be within that, equipment is not going to
The
be
barn is going where?
all the way over there.
over.
So the barn outside of the URL is going to another location way outside the URL. So why is it even
Yeah,
here?
why is it?
Mhm.
If this is this is the 100 feet from the wetland,
Mhm.
and then the barn is how many feet from the wetland? What's the scale to? They don't have the dimension from the
1
wetland.
inch equals 30 feet,
Okay, so that's like almost 2 inches.
yeah,
So it's like 60. It doesn't even belong here.
no. No,
We did what he wanted to do.
Well, but all this other stuff, it says add in addition, installation of a sanitary system, but that's all over.
outside completely.
Yeah.
And that's all zoning money.
Shouldn't this just revert back to it be an administrative approval, I mean, an administrative review and no need for commission approval?
We could do that.
But administrative review to what, giving them an exemption?
Well, just that they presented Shelley, the CEO, with the plan and she reviewed it and said there's no need for a wetland, right?
Right, so but as an official act, what do we do? Reject it, return it? What?
And we've done that before. Yeah,
Okay.
you're bouncing it back.
Today we looked at it and
Look at it,
we give the CEO.
the approval.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be official.
So, not approval,
No.
no, she can approve administratively.
Yes, and we've done that before.
But I am still bothered by saying approve it administratively, because we're saying
She can.
there's no need for an application.
Review it and
But-
and then deem it not even, that it doesn't need a wetland approval.
Right.
It's hooting at us.
Done that before.
Oh, yeah, just so the verbiage, right, is correct.
Can you try that first?
Say it again?
Can you try that, what you just said?
Can I try? Oh,
Oh, make that motion.
motion to authorize the enforcement officer to review IW 25-57 submitted by A.H. Allen and Associates for 132 Calhoun Street, a request for an exemption to relocate an existing barn, add an addition and include the installation of a sanitary system, generator, AC units, underground propane grading and drainage based upon September 22nd, 2025 plan for 132 Calhoun Street LLC, SDS.1 and PZLS.2. It appears to the commission that all of the identified activities are well outside the URL, and therefore we are authorizing the enforcement officer to review the plans and make a determination that the commission's approval is not necessary.
Correct. All in favor?
I.
Okay,
Perfect.
please. Okay, Jim, come on up. River Road Repair Bridge.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted an opportunity to kind of explain to the commissioners, give some context to why we're in the situation we're in. So periodically, regularly, the state DOT inspects all bridges in the state of Connecticut. They give it a rating. The reason for that is one, for the municipalities to determine through the capital plan when they're going to repair those bridges or replace, but also to determine whether they fall into one of two programs, which are typically referred to as a state bridge funding program or a federal bridge funding program. For years, state programs were a 50-50 split. So if you're classified as a state funded bridge, the town pays 50%, would get 50% from it. Under federal, you would get, town would pay 20% and you would get 80% funding. That changed when they had the infrastructure bill passed. So state bridges went to 80-20 and federal bridges went to 100%. You paid nothing, not even engineering fees. With that said, what we do is we go around and we say, well, we have bridges we feel would qualify, under that system. Two of those bridges this year were Church Street in New Preston and River Road here in the depot. The state had inspected them and said they're not in poor enough condition. The problem is the DOT, does not do a comprehensive review. So we had an opportunity when our road paving was being done for the summer. We pulled up the decks on both bridges and we did a very comprehensive test. We did borings. These are timber decks on these bridges. Church Street was fine. River Road is not. And the recommendation was we need an immediate repair or you close it. Well, closing it for a variety of reasons, so you can all imagine, was really not an option. And detouring traffic to the one road that is densely residential and narrow, Cook Street, was also not an option. So we worked with the design engineers, the structural engineers. We went to the Board of Finance. We asked for a waiver of the bid process. We had a construction company, Dayton, that had done Rabbit Hill and Calhoun bridges, and phenomenal company. And we got a price from them. We didn't have to get an ex budget appropriation. We had it in our bridge fund, our capital fund. Met again Monday, I believe, right, Bob, with the engineers. The structural engineer wanted to tap the brakes a little bit. He wanted this done right to make sure, we get at least a 3 to 5 year extension out of this bridge with no limitations, and we still qualify for the federal funding. So right now we're looking to do this, and this was fortuitous for a number of reasons. I think it gives your commission time to look at this. We're looking to do this rather than next week, which was the original goal, but in January. And we'll have the bridge posted with weight limits and things of that nature. We won't have to close it, but that's basically the history of why we are where we are.
How are they gonna repair it?
So the emergency repair, Jolene, would be a combination of putting steel beams under the bridge, raising the deck, and then sliding steel sheets underneath that. So those beams will be bearing the weight. For example, all the concrete in the wing walls are solid. It's basically the deck.
Because it was wood.
Because it was wood, because it was done in 1981, and because when it was done, or over the years, the pooling of water was on the shoulders of the bridge. So that's where it ponded and just.
You could, every time you went over it, it was getting worse.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, my concern was not so much fiscal. I realized 100% of a $2 million bridge is a lot of money, but my concern was seeing an oil truck in Canoe Brook, or worse. So that's what I tried to keep them focused on. I said, if there's any possibility, we need to know for sure. So they really did their homework, and but that's kind of what's before you now. And I think Cardinal submitted all that, which they just submitted. So I get it. There's no time for the commissioners to really
take a look at these. But what I'd like to do is Tuesday schedule a site walk. Gary said Tuesday was available to him. So I'd like to schedule it for, and we don't need much time for 4 o'clock. I think we can do it this coming Tuesday at 4 o'clock, which I believe is the 19th.
If that works, I don't know if you can make that, Larry. That's
No, it's the
fine.
18th. Tuesday's the 18th.
18th, Tuesday, the 18th, okay. Okay, we'll schedule that. Jim, I'll need an application number for this.
Just apply online. We usually do.
And he will explain everything to us. I mean, I did get the rundown in Jim's office and it seems like the best, neatest way to go. There'd be no mixing of cement or anything.
Yes,
Doing a coffer dam. So Tuesday, 4:00. And you can let Gary know, or if you can let Gary know, we'll be there. Okay, great.
Appreciate your time, folks. Thanks so much.
Right, good night.
Good night.
Sorry to make your way through that whole thing, Jim.
It's all good. Learn something new every time.
Okay. We have any other business? Yeah. Okay. Everybody got Shelley's enforcement report review? Okay. Do we have any other administrative business? Okay. Communications, it would be just Christine and I that would be going to Cacuic this year. And does anybody have anything else they would like to add? Larry?
Nope.
Shelley had sent an email about another,
That came and went?
it came and went.
Yeah, it was November 7th. It was right in Woodbury at Earth Tones.
Oh, yeah, that was fast.
Yeah,
It was-
that was real fast. It came and went. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't here to be able to go to that. So with that being said, adjournment,
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
okay. Okay, thank you, Larry.
This is your copy of Chris's minutes for the sidewalk.
Yep.
Hi, Larry. Lovely.